Good morning, Yogi Clan, and welcome back to Yogi Cycle Service. It is raining, and the camera is right next to the windshield, so I'm hoping it's not going to pick up too much of the sound of the rain. But I'm on my way back from the gym this morning. I've been talking to a few friends this morning. We have this app that we use. It's called Marco Polo, so it's with some of the guys I ride with. And we have a group chat that we have. And in that group chat, usually we use this Marco Polo. You know, you're driving down the road, you got your phone against the magnet on your air vent, and you're talking back and forth. It's kind of like a voice text message. It's a pretty awesome app. It's a lot of fun. Anyways, we're talking back and forth, and most of the other guys, when they're leaving messages, are in their car also driving down the road. Because you're driving your hands free. You're talking just like this. And you're not taking your eyes off the road. We only do it in the cars, not on the bikes. So, this one guy was leaving a message, and he had the radio playing in the background. You can hear a really heavy bass in the background. Well, for those of you who don't know, I work in demolition. I've worked in demolition for a while now. As a matter of fact, when I was a young buck back in high school working in demolition, that was kind of really before OSHA was, like OSHA is today. And I remember we had, you always put the young kids on the jobs that somebody like my age wouldn't want to do anymore, So we had this job. It was the back of this strip mall, and we had to cut 3 garage bay doors in. They were going to turn it into a Circuit City. I think this was in the early 90s. They're going to turn it into like a Circuit City or something like that. I don't know. Maybe Circuit City wasn't even around that. That's what I seem to remember in my feeble mind. So we took this thing. Some people call it a chop saw, some people call it a quickie saw, but it's a gas powered saw with a blade like this big on it, used to cut asphalt, concrete. Sometimes you see people who are cutting in the asphalt on the road. They're either behind a walk behind saw or they're using a quickie saw, which basically is it looks like a chainsaw with a big circular blade on it. So I had to use that to cut in 3 garage doors, 12 foot tall, about 10 feet wide, give or take. Cut 3 of those in through CMU block. So let's say that took a good solid day, give or take, to rough cut these doors. And that was before we really had they had earplugs, but my superintendent didn't have earplugs that day. So, being the manly man, who needs earplugs? I gotta cut these doors. So I cut the doors out. Let's just say my ears rang for days. And from that point forward, holding the saw like this, this right ear hasn't really been right since then. And when I get into situations where there is a lot of background noise, I can't hear jack. You're 3 feet in front of me trying to talk to me, and we're at a bar, or heck, even at church, and there's a lot of people talking in the background. The congregation's talking, and everyone's fellowshipping, doing their thing, and it gets to be a lot of noise, and you're standing in front of me trying to talk to me. I can't hear you. I have to really focus really hard on trying to hear you. So as my buddy was sending this Marco Polo this morning, and you hear the bass thumping in the background, I use a auxiliary cord to plug in my phone so I can listen to these Marco Polos through my speakers. I can't hear crap. So, over his bass line, I couldn't hear anything. So, why am I talking about this? Not only has demolition in the past damaged my hearing, but I think riding a motorcycle has damaged my hearing. And here's why. When I wear a full face, or even my Bell 3/4 helmet, and I'm rolling down the road, I get done riding, my ears don't ring. When I wear a half helmet, my ears, I'm not talking about just, again, riding up to the grocery store, no. But you go out and you put in a couple hours with a half helmet on. Now, if you have a windshield, it may not be quite as bad because you're not getting as much direct wind past your ears. But when you're riding around on a Softail or sporty, sporty or a sport bike, and you're wearing a half helmet, and specifically it's half helmets that I'm talking about. Half helmets is what this YouTube's about. And you're wearing a half helmet, and you're riding for an extended period of time, that wind is going to do some damage to your ears. And after 20 plus years of riding, most of that time wearing a half helmet, my ears have had subsequent damage from riding with a half helmet. Something to think about, something to chew on. Now I've gone to Lowe's, and there are these like little plastic, well, they're not plastic, they're rubber. They're rubber. They look like a little stopper, probably about that long. It's not the foam ones that you roll like this. I hate those things. This one, it looks more like looks almost like an arrow tip, kind of, but it's rubber and it's round on the top, and it's got a little plug, and they're connected by a string so you don't lose them. And you know, they go in and they seal the wind out. Awesome. Awesome enough that, you know, if I'm riding on the Ultra for an extended period of time and I want to hear music, I can still hear music, not a problem. I can usually hear people talking to me, not a problem, but it cuts all that wind out. And when I'm done riding for the day, my ears aren't ringing. And if they're not ringing, then I'm thinking they're probably not getting damaged like they were before. Now, there may be some ear specialists out there that know a whole lot more than I do. But anytime I wear a half helmet now, and in my vest or in my jacket, I carry earplugs. And anytime I put in a half helmet on, I'm putting earplugs in, because, and I only say this as a word of warning to newer riders who, and y'all probably know the experience of wearing a half helmet and having your ears ring for 6 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours after you're done riding. Or, you know, you get done riding and you walk into the house, your ears are ringing, your wife says something, you're like, huh? Yeah, that's because your ears are so used to the wind, either the sound of the wind or the vibration of your eardrum inside your head from the wind, that it's damaging them. Pure and simple. So some people may say, screw it, I don't care. Whatever. Your ears, bro. Your ears. I just know I can barely hear crap. And I can tell you for a fact that it was from that day running that quickie saw, combined with years of riding with a half helmet and not protecting my ears. So protect your ears. Food for thought. Just some, topic that came up this morning in discussion. I was like, that's a really good thing to think about, and a thing to talk about, and a thing to share. So protect your ears. If you're wearing a full face helmet, I don't put earplugs in. If I'm wearing my Bell 3/4 helmet, I don't put earplugs in. But if I'm putting a half helmet on or something of that nature, I'm putting earplugs in, especially if it's anything, 45 minutes or longer. And even if you are riding bar to bar, like if you ride bar to bar with me and I'm on the Softail on the Fat Boy and you're on my right side, you probably should have some earplugs. Just saying. And there are bikes out there, they're just loud as snot. And if you're riding next to them, you probably should have some earplugs, because your ears will definitely be ringing when you're done. So food for thought, something to keep in mind, just something I wanted to share, a little safety tip. Every now and then maybe we'll throw out a little safety tip. Yesterday we talked about riding gear and some safety tips about that. Dress for the slide, not for the ride. Keep your ears safe too. All right, people, you have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining Yogi's Cycle Service. I am having an awesome time bringing some of these videos. I hope you're enjoying them. Later this afternoon, I'm going to record another one about the Lifetime oil filter, but I'm not going to release that right away, because I'm going to want to overlay some pictures on it to spice it up and make it just not another video recorded in the car. So we're going to have a little bit more fun with that one. Got some ideas planned for this weekend in the garage. So stay tuned. Keep joining us. Smash that like and subscribe. Hit that little bell so you know when more videos are coming. And we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.